That Demon Hunter is at it once again, accusing rogue force commanders of being heretics. So DawnsElite and his Demon Hunter are on a merry old crusade against Naysmith's idling FC here. Too busy chatting. What are they even chatting about? Oh, he's saying fuck Space Marines. I know DawnsElite isn't very impressed with Space Marines because, well, 50% of the player base play as the Space Marines, which, yeah, can be quite frustrating. I've actually had to put a moratorium on the replays I'm given with Space Marines, meaning I'm not taking any more. There's still going to be loads of Space Marine replays coming up because I've just got such a disproportionate backlog of Space Marines. Anyway, is what it is. Let's see if the Space Marines can win out this time against the hater. Does DawnsElite know nothing about the lore? I always wonder how people even discover Dawn of War 2. How did you guys discover Dawn of War 2? Were you just long-term Dawn of War fans from Dawn of War 1? Or how did you even discover Dawn of War 1? I feel like there weren't that many ways to get exposure to Warhammer back then when Dawn of War 1 was a thing. So basically anyone who was into Warhammer found Dawn of War 1 eventually. And it was a period of time when RTS was just doing amazing. So it felt pretty good. But Dawn of War 2, different beast. I feel like it's a hell of a lot more niche. I remember when my friend told me about Dawn of War 2 for the first time, and I was like, yeah, I don't know, mate. Looks cool that the tanks are like proportionally sized compared to Dawn of War 1, but there's like barely any troops. Kinda lame, I'm not playing that. And then I didn't play it until Retribution came out, and then I got hooked. Of course, my taste in games had changed quite a bit then. I used to love Dawn of War 1, and I couldn't think of playing anything worse right now. Kind of a good map for the OM this, in that there is not a lot of green cover, so the main strength for the tactical marines against things like the IST is weakened. I mean, it still applies, but you see the tanks are taking quite a bit of damage here. Good little distraction there from the scout though. Somehow the IST managed to get out without losing a single model, which honestly, kind of crazy. Tanks get out without losing a model, that's to be expected. Not so crazy. So it's going to be a fast purgation squad here from DawnsElite. Yeah, scouts can't get out from there. Oh no, it's okay. We've got a force commander en route. He can tank for days. The AoE damage to the flamers really isn't going to do much against a force commander. And a little bit of focus fire coming in now from the IST as well. Hunter's Blade it's going to be. Makes sense. It's just a good generic upgrade for this such a cheap price. 50 DPS power melee weapon, drains the energy so he can't be using Battlecry potentially. More important against scouts with a shotgun blast, and ASM when they jump in, hit them with a Hunter's Blade, drain their energy, they can't jump out. Can be very nice. So I'm going to turn all of his attention around there. I might have just kept the DH tying up the scouts, but it's fine, I guess. Something should be shooting the scouts though. There's too much focus fire going into the ASM here. It's kind of unnecessary. You use the melee mostly to kill the ASM, but the scouts would die in seconds to this focus fire. But generally, yeah, DawnsElite is dominating these fights for sure. Man, look at that DPS there with the Strike Squad and the Hunter's Blade and the Demon Hunter. Pretty scary, and of course Purgation, they got those Flamer models, so they're gonna get these gens down pretty quick. But the whole time, this Scout Squad has been capping. So map control looking pretty decent for Naysmith in spite of this. And he definitely has a better economy as well. No tomes on the Strike Squad. We do have one sergeant. We've got the Armour of Fortitude coming on the way. Naysmith not getting any war gear of his own on the Force Commander. I do think the Artificer Armour Power Sword combo is very good in this matchup. And you would typically see a Scout Sergeant as well. Oh, FC's in risk of getting killed here. Gonna need a shotgun blast to save him. ASM jump to save him, okay. But now there is nothing to deal with the Purgation, so he's forced to shotgun blast the Purgation, which feels kind of bad. But it's alright actually, because the Strike Squad weren't full health from that prior engagement. So we're gonna see the Indomitable thrown down here onto the IST, which are gonna run to melee? No. I don't know what they're doing. I don't know why they ran forward, really. Get a pretty juicy grenade there onto the Tactical Space Marines, but you can see the DPS from this Demon Hunter really significant. However, not significant enough to prevent the wipe of the Purgation there. A little bit of game of chicken. DawnsElite hoping, I imagine, that he could wipe out the ASM before the Purgation went down. Or even as a trade, that would still have been very favourable to DawnsElite. But DawnsElite is probably feeling quite comfortable now because he just seen again, no gens have been replaced. And the node isn't up here, but of course Naysmith has actually dropped a gen down here, so he's not in a terrible position. Naysmith is starting his tier 2 now, and he just called down more Tactical Marines out of the drop pod. The problem that he has right now is he only has one generator. So it's about going to tier 2 first. His economy is going to start stalling real soon if he doesn't get more gens up, so that should be the priority. I'm a little bit shocked he went for these Tactical Space Marines. Guess there's a lot of map control pressure. You know, IST here only being able to get the decap in the mid, and then they got to get out of there. Very good. Going to be really difficult here for DawnsElite to compete in the map control. When he's only got 3 units to the 5 of the SM, and of course scouts can move faster than normal. Tactical Space Marines cap faster than normal, so it's going to be really tough to contest. The battle cry here, buffing the damage of all these units, could be pretty brutal. This gem farm should go down pretty fast. No battle cry apparently. I guess saving that for the presence of Strike Squad, which are now on the way. He should really be battle crying and just getting the damage buff for everything else. Finally uses it. Probably wants to jump his ASM back in. Nah, it's alright. There's just too much DPS here. The Strike Squad can't do anything. They don't have their Tomes of Titans, so they don't have as much HP as they otherwise would. DawnsElite is now in tier 2. I don't know why his first purchase... Okay, I was going to say... I was questioning why his first purchase was going to be a Vindicare Assassin. That would definitely not have been a good idea. Then he's switching between the Librarian and the Purifiers, both of whom would be fine. I actually think the Librarian's probably better just because Purifiers are going to get hard countered by a Thunderhammer Force Commander, and Naysmith is already going for a Thunderhammer Force Commander anyway. I'm just preemptively going for that. So that's tricky. We've got a little bit of a rift tear coming down here, going to slow down the ASM who are trying to pull back to their allies. No sergeants yet. Okay, one sergeant coming out for the Tactical Marines here. Thunderhammer is in play, but no battle cry yet, nonetheless, proccing a special. Probably needs to use battle cry. I assume it's off cooldown. We've got the Justicar now for the Strike Squad, so all these guys get a lot more HP. You've got power melee on that front model as well. And now the Purifiers are coming in. All of the Purifiers do power melee, so they will kill Tactical Marines very fast. But the problem, of course, is this Thunderhammer, which Naysmith is currently miss-microing pretty bad. He's chasing after the Strike Squad, and I don't know why. Oh my god, he's throwing everything. What is he doing? Wow. I don't know what happened there. I don't know why the Force Commander was chasing the Strike Squad and not attacking the Purifiers to keep them disrupted. And I have no idea why the ASM with one model jumped forward. So FC goes down, ASM get wiped, and honestly, DawnsElite is now in a really good position. Because the whole time as well, Naysmith didn't replace any of his generators. Still running off one generator down here on the contested power point. And you can see that is why he's only got 20 power after purchasing the Sergeant and now Stern Guard, in addition to that Thunderhammer. But DawnsElite economy isn't doing that much better. He's doing better on the power front, but not so much the requisition. Yeah, DawnsElite thought, man, did you drop? But no, he just sucks. absolutely mental VP lead though for Naysmith. So, probably does want to transition into some sort of VP based game right now, because it's going to be hard for him to win any of the main fights. Without any ASM versus both Strike Squad and Purifiers in Tier 2, that's kinda... I don't know. Not gonna go too well. But he's got range. He's got speed with his scouts. The Force Commander's still gonna be very annoying to deal with too. So there is a bit of focus fire, you know, all these Grey Knight guys actually are pretty good with their sidearms. If DawnsElite can micro it, and of course the IST will do okay. We see one plasma gun here for the IST. Doesn't have the Acolyte, so we'll still get pretty badly wrecked even by plasma gun tactical marines because they've just got too much HP. Sternguard with Hellfire will absolutely melt them. Okay, Rift Tear's going down now. Purifier's for some reason engaging the FC in melee, which seems a bit strange. Man. Scout's taking a lot of damage there from the Hunter's Blade. Demon Hunter should be tying up the plasma attacks. Plasma attacks are getting very aggressive. Definitely want to be shooting their plasma at the Strike Squad. But yeah, this Force Commander is kicking ass right now. A real shame he doesn't have either the Iron Halo or the Artificer Armor. Artificer Armor would be better, because Iron Halo, you instantly lose 50 energy from the Strike Squad, who actually don't even have energy burst right now because they don't have their tome. But this FC's gonna die, because he's already used Battlecry. I don't know why he engaged there. That was pretty silly. He was getting the Artificer Armor as well, and now he can't cancel. I don't know. He wanted a different retreat path. Why would... Come on, Naysmith. I'm saying good job FC, like it was the FC's fault. If you wanted him to retreat this way, don't walk him down here. I don't know. Strange. Obviously, if he walked him here, maybe here, you're guaranteed to get your retreat path. But he was walking him down here for ages. He took the fight! And then realised afterwards, oh shit, I'm not going to win that. A real shame, because he is completely vital right now for Naysmith. He needs to be getting more gens. I don't know why he's so defiant. I mean, he's built one more now. Going for a Razorback. I don't know how I feel about the Razorback. The mobility is really nice, but of course, you're playing against Order Malleus, and you've only seen them get Purifiers. You know, you're quite deep in Tier 2 at this point. You know that there's probably going to be another unit coming. After all, you're getting your second real purchase. Well, I guess it's actually Naysmith's first, but if he had power, it would have been his second. He's got plenty of requisition.
The enemy is capturing one of our strategic points.
You have to expect that it will be easy for the Order Malleus to just field the last cannon Rhino. Now, in this instance, we're actually going to see the Order Malleus going for a Dreadnought prior to seeing that Razorback. And Naysmith uses his excess requisition in order to repurchase the Force Commander, who's actually going to be going for a teleport back. I don't think the teleport back's worth it. Honestly, at this point, I feel like Sacred Standard would probably be better, and to be honest, even the Iron Halo. Well, I mean, that combo is going to be pretty brutal. Yeah. Nothing really you can do against that. Doesn't have any stuns to control the Force Commander. Melter-Gun's already on the way for the Dreadnought. Now, when it comes out, I believe you have to... No, you don't have to do anything. It's already shooting. Okay, this Razorback's dead. It's dead. Yep. Well, that was a Razorback. I mean, Naysmith is royally fucking up a game that should have been an easy win for him here. Jeez. I mean, it feels like DawnsElite has been on 65 VPs for, I don't know, like half the game at this point. And now he's going to do a little push through the mid. Going to go for the gem farms after he forces off the FC. The FC really needs to retreat here. Really needs to retreat. What is he doing? Man. Going for the Power Fist now. I don't know how effective that's going to be, in all honesty. Don't know if that was the best purchase. Because, well, it's still going to take a long time to kill the multi-melted dreadnought, even if it doesn't have any melee resist. And now you're kind of going to get thrown around by the strikes and the purifiers, so I'm skeptical. DawnsElite's going to get a pretty easy bash here. Yeah. This is rough. I mean, he really needs a last cannon and Devastator. This is his only AV right now within the Vengeance around Stearns. Not good. Okay, he's gonna get the Devastator. He had the money. I don't know what he was waiting for. Oh, probably going to be a wipe here on the scouts. Just has to force melee with Dreadnought. Doesn't even need to. Just the ranged firepower is sufficient. We've got Acolytes now on the IST. Both of them have plasma guns. So I think, yeah, I think Naysmith is done. Somehow has a lot of resources, but DawnsElite now can just go tier 3 or can just get another Dreadnought, either of which would be pretty effective. Tier 3 would be probably more risky given the fact that he's only on 36 VPs. Probably should just get another Dreadnought, ride out this game. Yeah. I don't think Naysmith made any critical micro errors or such, but man, really set up his last cannon way too far forward. Multi-melted Dreadnought just keeps wrecking the models. And Demon Hunter gets in there and wipes the last cannon. All the melee for the Grey Knights here just overwhelming the Space Marines. And these Stern Guards are going to get wiped out. Yeah. That's going to be game. Yeah, I don't think Naysmith made any critical strategic errors, unfortunately. It was just bizarre micro mistakes. Yeah, they got it here in the in-game chat for sure. Massive throw. I mean, it all came down to losing the FC and the ASM in this engagement here for I have no idea what reason. He was watching something going on over here that was just not important. To jump the ASM in when they were that low, absolutely bizarre decision making. I guess you could say the Razorback was a pretty weird choice as well. I guess that was quite optimistic. I think in general Naysmith was too insistent on winning the game by just dominating his opponent in combat. When he got him that low on VPs, it doesn't even matter about the combat. Just change your playstyle to focus on capping the damn VPs and bleeding him out. And I think he could have got it in spite of all the micro fuck-ups. That probably was his biggest strategic error there, but mostly just micro fuck-ups, unfortunately for him, which you can only improve by playing more often. So there you go, folks. That's going to be all for that one. Hope you did enjoy. Torpid signing out.